Hi, this is Michael Uslan. You're listening to Batman on Film.
I'm vengeance.
I have given a name to my pain.
The Batman.
Always waiting for some Batman to save you.
It's simple. We kill the Bat of Gotham. I'm Batman.
And welcome to the BOF Podcast, episode 230. A lot has happened. A lot of crazy things have happened. Articles have been dropped. Tweets have been made. Arguments are already being made. And I brought in a very special guest, so I can argue with him, I guess. My normal Batman late night compadre, because no one else is awake. No one else has the guts to stay awake and defy the love of their life to record with me. But Justin is here, and I want to welcome to the show Justin F. Kennedy Kowalski. Welcome to the show. We had some crazy things to talk about, and you had some crazy theories.
Let me tell you about this.
Justin has got some crazy ideas. And,
I've got tons of crazy ideas.
Yeah, so we're gonna have some fun. This is gonna be a little BOF after dark.
Yeah.
I am running on like no sleep, extra caffeine. Work's been crazy. I was telling Justin. So it's like 1:30 Eastern. I'm so wired right now.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's nuts. We're with this the old Dukaroo
That's
with
right.
me in one corner, and in the other corner, the tattooed man himself, Justin Kowalski. So basically, what we got going on here today, we want to talk about the things that are upcoming, and we thought it'd be a little fun to talk about. Maybe just. Let's say just start the hype train for Joker and Penguin, what we're more excited for. Mostly because I'm tired of arguing about stuff on Twitter and who's and what, but like these things are coming, they're ready, they're being edited. I think Penguin's in the can. Joker's probably not far behind. I don't know what comes out first, but I imagine they're gonna be pretty close in release date this fall. Everyone knows how big of an Oswald fan I am. I'm leaning toward Ozzy here. Seeing Colin Farrell as the Penguin, full mafioso. I don't know if it gets better than that. Like, I don't know, especially considering the big defining factor for me is that I've seen this Penguin go up against Batman.
No, it's true.
I haven't seen Joaquin Phoenix seen Joaquin Phoenix meet Bruce Wayne. I've seen that. I have not seen him take on Batman. So What are your thoughts here, Kowalski?
My thoughts in general of like what I want to see, or what are my thoughts on these things?
All of it. Like, let's go. Like,
Gosh, that's
Joker,
a hard
Penguin.
one.
They're the next things coming up. Let's talk about these things.
If you asked me when Joker came out, when did it come out? 2019?
Yeah, right before the pandemic, probably. Sounds about right.
If you asked me if they were going to make a sequel, I would have said, there's no way. Like, this is a one and done. I thought is like maybe they'll do these like weird character studies on DC villains,
So you expected them to do another villain, not necessarily repeat the same.
I was like, well, maybe they do something take on like Lex Luthor or the Riddler or something, I don't know.
I believe Mr. Freeze was the popular villain at the time where
but I don't know if that was a real thing.
Yeah, but everyone wanted the standalone Mr. Freeze. It was the same time where they all wanted Mr. Freeze for the Batman 2.
Yeah, nobody wants a standalone Mr. Freeze movie. Let's just be honest. Like, it's like having a standalone Morbius movie. No one wants to see that, right? No one wants to see that movie. Okay, but regardless of that, I really am interested in this Joker 2 movie, just because and I don't like musicals, but I'm not a musical guy. Like we talked about that before. I don't care, but I'm just interested. I'm like, this is a what the heck? So it must be like a fever dream, some type of wild, um, psychotic adventure with the Joker and Harley Quinn. So I'm I'm just I'm curious about it, which the curiosity has made me really interested in it. That comes out what, October? I don't know,
Yeah.
like at the end of the year. So
Penguin's supposed to come out sometime around there too. So that's like,
yeah, so I'm actually really I think they're both the same for me. I want to see both of them play out because I really like Colin Farrell as the Penguin. I want to see like his kind of rise to power, right? Like that's what we're gonna get.
I think, and also here, like I'm totally honest. Just I'm going to be straightforward with everyone. In my world, Gotham doesn't exist. So like it's like I was like, well, that never happened. So like I'm into like it's been since 1992 for me. Since so like I'm like really I'm really excited to see a Penguin kind of flesh out here. Especially because like, early concepts of Gotham were kind of promising when you heard about it, not necessarily when you actually saw it. So to see that on let's say a better budget, like I think that's going to be dope.
I mean, it's not going to compare.
No, I know what you're saying, but I'm just it's there's I'm I'm happy I can forget about that for the most part. Man, Farrell was in that movie for not that often, and I was captivated by everything he did. Like it's just then seeing him in this trailer and his waddle, like I am all for it. Like I think there's something about a guy who you could run away from. Like it's almost like a slasher serial killer type thing. Like he's just walking, and everyone in Gotham knows like I can't mess with because I can outrun Oswald, but he's gonna catch me no matter what I do.
Well, yeah, he's gonna have his enforcers. He's gonna find out. He's like, hey, it's Oz.
Yeah, no, it's great, but like I don't know. In that trailer, we saw him get his hands a little dirty. He definitely shot somebody in a trunk, right? Or somebody got thrown into a trunk. Somebody was coming out of a trunk. Like he's
you know what actually
an absentee boss.
You know what excites me is that we are gonna get like the Falcones. We're gonna get Alberto. We're gonna get Sophia. We're gonna get like Clancy Brown.
Do you think Sophia's gonna be like 7'5" and like 350?
No, not at all, dude.
Did they cast her already? I don't remember.
Yeah, they cast her, dude. So it's a tiny little Italian girl, dude.
I'm just wondering because, like in the book, she, I'm thinking I'm going full Lowry. I'm thinking long Halloween. I got slope nose, gigantic shoulder.
No, that's not her at all.
But they cast
Clancy Brown is Salvatore Moroni.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Like I think that's what maybe pushes it over the edge for me because
Clancy Brown.
Yeah, you didn't know that? I thought you knew that.
No, I knew that.
It's a weird
but
pick. It's a weird.
It's weird because like I feel like the last time I saw Clancy Brown in live action, he was like the woodshop teacher on the Goldbergs.
Really?
Yeah, that's like the last time I feel like Clancy Brown popped up.
Oh yeah, I just remember.
But he's in so much, so it's like I mean you've probably seen him in like 4 other things. Yeah, he's everywhere. He's one of those guys.
Yeah, no, he does a lot. He does voice acting. He does everything.
He's still like my Lex Luthor.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like,
in a way,
he's Lex Luthor to me as well. Like, I'm like, hey, that's the guy that kind of defined that's the version of Lex Luthor I love, right?
That's I'm with you, 100%.
I'm like, give me that gun.
Estaz, do we call it Estaz?
Staz.
We call him B-Taz around it. Taz.
Estaz. Yeah, that makes sense.
I love Staz, bro.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm there with that. So yeah. So now that I'm talking it through, I think I'm probably a little more excited for the Penguin because it's gonna expand like the Gotham world, And I love the crime families of Gotham. Like that stuff's cool. Like when you mix up the freaks with the mob, I love that.
Like the end of the mob and the beginning of the freaks is I'm with you, is a very special time with Batman. Because it's a transition.
Yeah.
It's things that are getting really crazy. Even the Bat family expands, or Rogues Gallery expands. There's more whack jobs. Yeah, no, I'm with you. It's a very interesting transition period for the character.
Yeah. So yeah, there's my answer. I'm more excited for the Penguin, but I'm still excited for the Joker too, just because I'm like, what what the balls?
I'm
is that
very
gonna be?
curious about Joker, like you. The
Yeah.
musical aspect gets me. I'm just Gaga gets me. Again, the whole
Yeah.
Batman, like I make fun of Sony for having a whole universe without Spider-Man. Like now we have 2 Joker movies. There's just 8-year-old Bruce Wayne. How what 10-year-old? He's a
Well, I
kid.
mean,
It's interesting.
execution. It's
You know,
execution.
yeah.
You,
It's
you can't
interesting.
watch Joker and go, that wasn't a good movie. It was a good movie.
It was good, but it's also like it's very heavy. I can only watch it
Yeah.
so
I've only
often.
seen it twice.
I
And
would probably say I agree with you. I've only seen it probably once full way
yeah,
through.
it's good, but it's definitely not the Joker movie I would have done, but it is what it is. Regardless of that, it was a good movie. Like I was like, okay,
Mhm.
this is good. There you go.
It's a cool.
Like,
It's like I don't even want to call it a take. It's like a cool spin.
yeah, there you go.
It's different. I like that it kind of stands on its own. That's me.
Yeah.
Mr. Solo over here. Solo.
I just love
Solo.
the dancing. The dancing scene was my favorite thing.
Yeah,
Because
it was good on the stairs.
no, yeah,
Or
but
in
my
the
favorite part
bathroom.
was the memes that
Mhm.
people made out of it. Because my favorite one is someone put the Shawn Michaels music to it.
I actually like the one of Jack dancing down the stairs. I think that's funny.
Oh, wow, that was yeah.
Did you see that? You've seen that one. You had to.
Yeah. No, dude, I've seen
Yeah.
it all.
I,
Yeah.
I don't know. So yeah, I'm definitely leaning towards Penguin too. It's
Yeah.
there's like I'm there's something I don't know going on with DC right now on film where it's just like it's very interesting to me. I don't know how to feel about it in a way because it's like I love what I got in the Batman.
Yeah.
But there's a new Batman coming, so it's very interesting. But like at one point, I feel like I'm just like so focused on the Batman sometimes. It's because there's nothing really going on with Brave and Bold.
Yeah. Yeah, not yet, but
Yeah, like I don't know anything, but like at least I know with the Batman it is coming. It's delayed, but it is coming, right?
Yeah.
Like that's probably the next topic of discussion.
yeah. The only thing I was gonna say is like the only thing that would make me even more crazy excited is if they did do a Michael Keaton film where he just fought all the bad guys from that Oscars clip where it's like Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's funny watching like honestly
great.
the fanboys react to that because I loved it. I loved the Flash. You loved seeing Keaton back in the Flash. I don't know how much you actually liked the movie.
I don't like the movie.
But I like the movie and I like Keaton in that movie. But I thought we already been through this like less than a year ago. There's like no audience for this.
No, there's not. It was just
As much as I love it, like we've already done this dance. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm taking the Flash, and it's my little half-ass Keaton trilogy. Like I could say I got one, and I'm gonna roll with it because it's not. There's nothing. It's not happening, guys. I'm very happy with what I have.
If James Gunn was all, hey, you have 80 million, make this.
Dude, he said no to what? Like at least 2 projects that involve Keaton already.
I know. I'm just saying if he's like, hey, if this is an Elseworlds one-off. Be done with it. That would be great. Keaton just kicking all these guys' asses. I don't care if it's a Clooney Batman or a Val Kilmer Batman guy. He's just Batman. Like, maybe
it is
not according to the Batman '89 comic book.
I mean, that's a parallel. That's like a spinoff, dude. Don't you remember the Flash spaghetti?
Yeah,
like you thought we'd been through. Like that's Keaton explained it to us.
No, he did. Anyways, I just think that in another world, that would be a freaking enjoyable movie. Just Michael Keaton.
Yeah, I mean, I would have loved it. I mean,
even like a decrepit old Joker, he would look like the Joker from Gotham.
Jack?
Yeah,
dude, I would love it, sure, but that's the fanboy in me speaking. It's
there's nothing wrong with the fanboy.
No, there's not, but it's like it's just funny because it's like we just been through this. Like we literally watched no one show up for the Flash.
Yeah, I mean it's okay. Here, it's not a thing. It's not going to happen. But
I know, but it's everyone. It's like I just think it's funny. You guys are giving me like
hey, you never know.
That's what I'm saying. Like I took the Flash. I love it for what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm happy for it. And even Batman 89 Echoes, I haven't got a chance to read it yet. I'm sure it's better than Batman. I'm sure it's better than Batman 145. I'm sure it's better than the last issue of Detective Comics. Those are a different issue, but literally different issues of different issues of Batman. At least not everything is rosy in the Batman world. Where there's a lot of there's a lot of controversy right now. I'd say
There is.
we've complained about publishing. We got our issues with the prints, the movie stuff. Everyone's got their hot takes. The Batman the Batman 2 has been delayed a whole year. We're going to October of 2026 now.
That's
you
a
got
problem,
some crazy
Pete.
theory about that.
I don't have a crazy theory. I just think it's a bad move. It's a bad move because, and I'll tell you this, because I like the Batman, right? I like the movie. I thought it was
except for the car and the suit,
except for the car,
and the squirrel suit,
except for the aesthetics. Oh,
and
dude, I hated that
lips.
scene. That scene is stupid. That scene was dumb. Like they have to admit,
he's going full Kowalski.
There was no point. There was no point in that whole scene. It was stupid. Didn't make any sense. Anyways, here's the problem with the Batman. They put out this movie that was good, but it was kind of weird. It's like, what? It was confusing in the midst of everything that was kind of going on already. So there's that.
I thought it was the least confusing thing.
This movie is supposed to come out in 2021. Can't because COVID, all that nonsense. So they finally put it out 2022, right? Here we are. This thing should be coming out now. The sequel to this movie should be coming out now. But instead, it's not even coming out in 2025. It's coming out in freaking 2026. I told my son Asher, he's all, Dad, I'll be like graduating high school. And I'm like, what in the balls, dude?
I don't know, but I don't know what to tell you. If the writer's strike didn't happen, I feel like things would have been in a different position.
I think that's an excuse, man.
You really think it's an excuse?
You think Matt Reeves wasn't like working on this thing?
Dude, dude, when you're on strike, you don't do that.
No.
Front lines, picket lines.
Before that.
I don't know what he's working on. Doesn't he have other projects? I'm sure he's doing something in between.
He's doing the Penguin. He's doing some Gotham City thing for James Gunn now. He's got all these things.
All right, he's been busy. He's been doing his job. It seems.
Here's what I'm saying. Regardless of if it's the writer's strikes, cool. If it's something else, who knows? It's just, I think
he was all over the picket lines, man. There are pictures of him on picket lines.
No, I'm not saying he wasn't there. I'm not saying that.
Him and Tomlin, the two of them.
I get it.
The two guys penning the script, man.
That's fine. So is James Gunn, but
Superman's Are you a union guy?
Superman's filming right now. So
you a union guy?
I'm not in a union.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit. I think a little separated. Union guys, man, they don't do that stuff. I'm telling you.
That's what union guys do that. Union guys strike. That's what they do.
No, they strike. They don't work when they're on strike. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
I work.
Look, I get you. Like there was at one point I even said on Straight Outta Gotham, maybe there's a possibility he's doing this he's working on it, not telling anybody. I don't know.
That's what I would be doing. I'd be like, hey,
I mean, maybe that defeats the whole purpose of being on strike. You know, like I've never had to go on strike, but I know union guys, and I know that this is something they take very seriously.
Well, let me tell you,
I'm not surprised that he wasn't doing anything by it.
James Gunn is spinning tape right now on Superman. He's filming. That thing was ready to rock, right? He had that thing ready to go. And they're two different creators, two different filmmakers, right? But I just think that this Batman film is going to suffer because it's put out in 2026. And here's my whole.
It's a long time. It is a very.
It is a long. That's all I'm saying. Like, you have to acknowledge, like, yeah, it is kind of a long time. I'm not saying it's gonna be like bad quality. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm not saying they shouldn't do it. I'm just saying, I don't think it's going to have the return that they want it to because of the DCU. That's all. James Gunn, he already said, hey, my Batman film, and we talked about this like 3 episodes ago or whatever. My Batman film is going to come out. Yeah, it's going to come out, and it's not going to be after Matt Reeves wraps up his thing, because James Gunn has a plan, and his plan is like, I don't care about Wonder Woman. I don't care about Aquaman. I'm doing the DCU that I want to do. And if y'all want to jump around, you can jump around with me, but here's how it's going to go. And so he's doing his thing. And
they are told the two of them are just, I don't think they're in communication because they don't need to be. This
sounded
Reeves
like he brought him in.
I think he did to an extent, but I think what Reeves is doing, and I think the delay on the Batman solidifies this, that it doesn't matter to them that these two will be coming out at any point in time near each other. It's not a factor. It doesn't matter to them. They literally could come out of the same year, book in the year. I think they would be fine with it. It does. There is no like, well, they should wait. It's a non-issue.
I don't know, man.
Reeves is in there. I think Reeves is in there, and a lot. I do this because of the Penguin too. Like,
yeah,
Reeves is in there making essentially a sequel to the Penguin, right?
Yeah.
In like technical terms, that's what the Penguin is. It's the next chapter. Like, I don't think there's any problem because the Penguin's coming. It's continuing that story. I honestly think this is a Reeves cooking issue. Let him flesh out his story. He is apparently, which I didn't know about this, very like, I don't want to say anal about his work, but he's very meticulous. Maybe is the proper term. So maybe he's a perfectionist. And when this happened to BVS, remember BVS got delayed like a whole year to have the creators work better on the story. We were all in favor of it then. We all wanted it. We all said it was a good idea. Flesh out BVS, give them more time to make it work. It didn't.
It's a different situation, though. It's a different.
But we all wanted it. We all wanted them to do that. We thought it was a good idea. So I think this is fine. I also think just don't worry about the timelines because chances are these things are going to have conflicting timelines in terms of they're just going to come out.
They will.
I don't think it matters to them anymore. I really don't. I think the two of them have had that discussion and said, okay, this is what I'm doing. This is what you're doing. They're totally different. We have our game plans. Now we're off from playing.
Yeah. But so here's my devil's advocate. Like, there's been good projects that Warner Brother was going to put out, multiple cases, and they just say it's not happening. Now, I'm not saying the Batman 2 is not going to happen,
right?
But my faith in it happening isn't as strong as
I think that's crazy.
It was last week.
It was financially successful and critically successful.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. I'm just saying there's been a lot of things that have been,
I've actually thought it's comparable to Aquaman because the first one, because I think it's the same time in between movies. And the first one was kind of like critically kind of but financially it made a ton of money, a lot overseas. And then the second one came out kind of like a dud.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm with you. The timeline is like, it's
Aquaman should have came out, but I mean, they had COVID and all other stuff happening. So, but
it just still feels like a domino effect,
But it wasn't in Aquaman 2, just wasn't as good either. Like, I mean,
clearly,
man. It's to me, it's
I like it, but clearly,
it's wild. So the only things that I'm here, so when I want to go, okay, let me ground myself, let me be a little more rational. We just talked about the Penguin. Like, they're putting this Penguin TV show out. It's gonna be a bridge to something, right? It has to be. So when
I don't think the Batman 2's in trouble. Batman 3, maybe.
Yeah. Well, maybe. But here's where I think that here's where if I had to put like bets on something, I would say this. I don't know if Batman 2 is gonna have the hype on it and the expectancy, the more they keep pushing it out. That's all. I think people are gonna be like, that movie came out in like 2022, like it's 2026. So who cares?
Are you telling me it's gonna feel more like Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049 than anything else? Like, why are you making sequels? No. That's a huge gap in between. But I'm just saying, like, are you telling me people are gonna?
I think the
GA. We talk about the GA all the time. Are they gonna forget about the Batman?
I think the landscape's just changed, man.
I agree with that. But I think that's what has made the Batman stand out is this changing landscape. The fact that the Batman was just focused on Batman alone in Batman's world. I think that separates it. I think that's a positive. I'm very, but at the same time, I'm still very interested at this point. Like I said earlier in the show, I'm tired of arguing. I want to see what guns Batman's like at this point. Like if he's blue and he's got a yellow oval and he's running around in a I don't know, a glass dome car that's cutting, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? He's got.
I hope he's not blue.
I don't know. I'm just at this point, I just want to see if this works. Let me see if this blue Batman works. I said it on the last social hour. Like, I'm just curious now at this point. Like, I think are they going to be receptive to it? The fact that now that we got the dark serious and supposedly the kind of more Justice League, I don't know, a brave and bold comic book Batman coming to life. Like, now I'm interested to see if it works or not. We've been saying it probably won't for a while. Certain people, even I've said it at some point. So now I'm like, you know what? If
we have no idea
to do it, do it.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever gotten the Batman that James Gunn wants to give us, whatever that means. I don't even know what that means. I don't think it's what everyone else
We're not going to
thinks.
know till we see a trailer or something. Footage.
No, I know, but
no. I'm agreeing with you. We don't know what that means.
We have no idea the things that we are like. Even on the social hour, a lot of I think Ryan and Bill were both thinking it's going to be more like Batman Forever, and I'm like, I don't. That's just a weird take to me. Like, I think
I don't understand why you think that, because outside of Two-Face, I think Batman Forever is pretty good Batman.
I don't think I don't. It's not. I don't think it's that. I
The
don't think it's
movie's
what I would
fucking-
want. I think
You
the
don't
tone.
like how Batman's portrayed in Batman Forever?
No, there's some stuff in there that's kind of goofy.
Like what?
You know?
Talk about it. What is it?
Batman doesn't have a good. He just isn't as interesting. He's a cardboard cutout to me in that film. Where Keaton felt like he.
So you're blaming. So it's Val. Okay.
Well, it's direction, maybe. It's just more. It's not what I want. Like, I hope that's not the direction they go in. And I'm just saying, I like the tone of Batman '89. I think that was the right tone for Batman in movies in a more comic book way of doing things.
Is it the neon?
No, I'm talking about just Batman in general, the character, the way he was done, and the tone of that film. Like neon, fine. I thought, I don't care. He can go to an area of town and fight some neon dragons. That's cool. Like,
He's not Tokyo.
There was nothing visceral about his fighting style. It was.
I'm just curious. I want to hear what you.
It wasn't very mysterious to me. Like it was like a.
Mm-hmm.
That was more like a cartoon to me, whereas Batman '89 felt like, oh shoot, this is a freaking like super noirish take on Batman.
I can agree with that.
But it was still very comic booky, right? I think it hit the right tone for me. And I'm like, man, if they extrapolate that and put it into these films, I'll be hyped about that. But I don't know, man. I'm just like, I don't know, just as nobody knows, but I think it's gonna lean more into I would hope, I'll change my words. I hope it leans into something that's more akin to '89 than Forever. If it was Forever, I'd be really disappointed. And I'd just be like, whatever, I'm just not going to get what I want. Like.
Okay. Batman, when I think of Batman Forever, I kind of feel I lump it in with maybe like New Adventures of Batman, that cartoon,
Really?
Yeah. Like that's that tone about it can be serious at times, but at times it can be very goofy as well. Like there's episodes of 66 that are like that. I think, like it's an interesting tone for Batman when he can toe that line, and everyone keeps throwing out Batmite. So I'm very curious to see.
Yeah, he said there's no Batmite though. James Gunn said he likes Batmite, but Batmite isn't in this movie.
I'm sure it's not in whatever. I mean, I think we're going to see Batmite in Peacemaker season 2. Like he was teased in season 1, which is why I've been saying it for a while. Because I got really excited. I'm an imp guy. As much as I love like solo Batman, there's something about imps that I as a DC fan, as a print fan, like I love. Like I love the Fifth Dimension and Mixolydic. Like I'm a big fan
when
of
they all team up. I love that episode of Brave and the Bold where it's Batmite's greatest hits.
I watched that very recently for the first time, and I thought it was brilliant.
Oh, really? And it has all the different Batmans. It talks about how Batman's
I was a big fan of it.
It's a great episode. So yeah, man, I don't know. If this Batman does come out, the soonest James Gunn's Batman's coming out is 27, by the way. I don't think it's coming out anytime soon.
Hey y'all, it's Bill Ramey, founder of Batman on Film. Let's take a quick pause in this podcast for these words from our sponsor.
I don't think it matters though. I'm not just saying it doesn't matter how close they are in terms of release. If it mattered, like apparently James Gunn works a lot faster than Matt Reeves. So like,
that's for sure,
right? Like some of these guys, they work at a different pace. These guys are different creatives. Like that's why I can't really compare the style of how a director goes about his business. Maybe also Reeves is doing like location stuff. I don't know. Like I'm not in the film industry. I am someone who sits on his couch and watches them.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how they're made. So really, which is why they're so fascinating to me, because I don't know.
It's it's a weird business, man, and it's hard to make movies, obviously, and there's a lot that goes into it. But I just my caution is like, oh man, for everyone who loves the Batman movies and that universe that's being created, this would make me feel very cautious. That's all.
Really,
It's
I
like,
have nothing but
again,
confidence in this Batman. To be honest with you,
I let me see. I want to see. Again, choosing my words carefully because, like, you don't want to say this movie. I can already hear it. I liked the Batman. I had my aesthetic issues. I would like for them to finish their story.
bubbly face Joker.
I don't like the like me and Grav are on the same page. That Joker just looks stupid. He looks like a scab. I'm like,
Yeah, it's a take.
it's not. It's just a bad take. But
That's-
whatever.
yeah.
My opinion. But I think that this delay is gonna hurt it. So it's still gonna come out and be a good movie, I think. But I think it'll hurt it. I think it'll be like, man.
I feel like a good Batman movie can overcome a delay, especially a very well made film in general. A good Batman movie too, So I feel I just have a lot of confidence in Reeves' ability to catch an audience attention. Like I really do believe. I think you have something to the delay part and people just kind of getting ramped up for a movie. But then again, like I think when people are going to see this, I honestly believe there'll be positive word of mouth, and then people love Batman, and I think they'll show up for it. I really do. Like
I hope so.
It seems like the world is getting back back to normal, right? Everything's open, so I don't think we're gonna God forbid something crazy.
Yeah. I mean, that's
now
true.
and
It'll be a little less like of that nonsense. So
yeah, so hopefully, I don't know. Again, between good word of mouth and the love of Batman, I feel like this shouldn't be a problem because I really do trust this director. I just do. And I trust the writer too, because I read The Imposter and I fell in love with that. And Tomlin wrote it. And I think these two guys can really come up with something special.
Yeah.
And I'm really, because like I told you a few episodes ago, I'm holding on to this tight because this seems like to be kind of my thing. And I don't know. I'm worried because I don't know about The Brave and the Bold. So I'm a little cautious about that because I haven't seen nothing, but I've seen this and I like this. And it's got Ozzy and he's got a waddle and I'm into it.
Hey, I think that Brave and the Bold title is going away too. I don't think they're calling it that.
I think a lot's changing. I am of the belief that it doesn't even have a director yet.
Yeah, I hope.
I think Andy's I don't mind Muschietti. I like his movies.
I'm
going back to Mama, which I'm looking at right now, which I have to watch. I've been thinking about it.
Yeah, I didn't know just the stuff. Yeah, I don't know. They need to back away from that. Just with the stink of the Flash, no one's like and directed by the Flash.
Well, it's going to be and directed by the man who brought you 2 It chapters. That's what it'll be.
That's fair. They better do that because
I believe he's also doing their TV show. I think he's producing that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's better do something.
I think he's got something. Anywho. But yeah, it's not the Flash. If that, it reminds me of like the old days. I think it was like for the Man of Steel trailers. From the visionary director of Watchmen and 300. And now it's like, from the director we won't speak of.
From the director who did Sucker Punch. What was that all about?
Like, it's like funny. I was like, oh, wow. Like, my have times changed.
From that weird animated owl movie.
All right, dude. I've actually never seen that movie. I think it just doesn't seem like my thing. And I don't know about it. But
from the director of those music videos.
We do have some breaking news, right? Because
breaking news, Pete,
on Friday, which is
here's what
yesterday.
Friday.
Today for you.
For you, it's Saturday. Yeah,
but I don't know what.
Here's what I told Pete yesterday. It was Thursday, and I was like,
"Yeah,
we're gonna talk. There's something's gonna drop, and we're gonna talk about it." He's like, "I don't know."
Usually Friday's not usually. There used to be the Friday dump, which was we're going to put a story out on Friday because you're going to forget about it by the weekend and we don't want you to remember it. There used to be the Friday news dump. It was nothing stories. It was nothing. Now it doesn't exist.
Yeah. So.
And we are obviously we are talking about the Teen Titans movie that has been announced by DC Studios live action.
The Titans.
Do you think they're going to use? Do you think they're going to use that song?
Oh, they should. That song's so good.
And it's gonna be written by Anna
Nogueira. Anna Nogueira.
Yeah, she's also writing Superwoman or Woman of Tomorrow. So
yeah,
she's busy. She's the new Hodson. She's doing multiple DC projects.
Yeah, get out of here, Hodson. Flash sucked.
Well, I like you don't like
Come
her at all.
on.
Flash, Birds of Prey, Batgirl. You don't like any of her stuff. So
Yeah,
you
Batgirl
know,
was so great they shelved it.
yeah.
And
So that's enough.
I didn't like
And
Birds of Prey. Birds
dude,
of
here's the
Prey
thing.
was
Here's the thing about
not
this.
great.
This can only be better than the show because the show is horrible. The show's bad, except for the 5 seconds they were in Gotham City. You know,
Oh, you talking about Titans?
I'm talking about Titans. Like
Oh, yeah,
the last
dude,
time
that
we saw
show's
the Titans,
awful.
that show's awful.
That show
So
was
I'm
awful.
all for this. This is something that can only exist in a shared universe. Like you made fun of
Yeah.
me wanting a standalone thing.
He's
I
like,
think that this
better just be about Batman.
yeah, I'm like standalone team. I was like Kowalski is not getting me on a rant right now. So I just responded with Tony Soprano. And I'm just like, okay, this is interesting, but I have a lot of questions now. When I think, is it Titans or Teen Titans? Are we talking Robin? Are we talking Nightwing? Who is
Yeah.
Dick Grayson? What's going on? Where's Robin in terms of the DCU / Batman? And
Yeah.
now it sounds like this movie's farther along than The Brave and the Bold. So I'm going to see
Maybe.
Robin in a Teen Titans movie before I see him in a Batman movie?
No,
That seems weird.
I don't know. Okay, so
I don't know
Pete,
either. I'm just saying I have lots of
remember-
questions first announced. I'm
So-
excited. I'm actually excited for this. I'm excited for this.
Yeah,
The team up movie, me. I'm excited for this. Sue me.
I like it. Like in the article, how they really like said, "Hey, this was the #1 selling comic book for DC in the '80s. It was 2 books that were coming out. It was Teen Titans and it was
Mr. Perez
X-Men.
and Mr. Wolfman, R.I.P.
Yeah.
George.
Yeah,
Jesus.
and those books were like the #1 comic books of that time, and they're like, yo,
Yes.
people loved them. And if you, I haven't read all of that era, I've read a few, and I'm like, they're good books, dude.
I have the
Like,
trades.
Yeah, they're good books.
George's art, we just recently lost George Perez.
Yeah,
His art it's something that always stood out. You could always identify it easily, whether it was Wonder Woman, whether it was Superman, Justice League, or Teen Titans. George is up there for me with Turner and Neil. Turner's higher up on my list than most, but like Neil Adams, like George is up there with Neil in Aparo in terms of like definitive. When I think of characters, I think of Wonder Girl, I think of Kid Flash, I think Aqualad. I do think of George. Those are the versions.
George Perez made the most incredible covers for Batman Year 3 and Lonely Place of Dying. Those are all, I don't know, I think there's like maybe 7, 8 covers there. Those are some of the best Batman covers in the last, like, whatever, 30 years. Those are so good. The way he did those. I think about, when I think of George Perez, I think about those covers. I'm like, those are freaking beautiful. So anyways, but but you go to his Titans, it was like,
game changing
stuff.
Game changing.
Yeah. But so I thought it was really good that they highlighted that, because it said, it to me, it highlighted that, and this probably comes out from the studio, like, hey, these books are great. They're like, they know what they have, and I'm hoping that infers the team. So here's what I think, Pete. Again, James Gunn said this last January.
Yes, he did. What did he say?
The DC, yes, he did. He said that his approach with the DC Universe films is like Star Wars, in the sense that they can
I thought of this today, actually.
They can take place at any time. So if Superman comes out and it's like, let's say Superman comes out and it's like based in 2025, right? And Superman's been flying around for 5 years. Let's just say that, right? He hasn't really said.
It's a non-linear timeline.
Yeah. And let's just say that the Teen Titans movie takes place in let's say it takes place in 2015, right? So we can have,
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah,
it just sounds very tricky in terms of casting and actual filmmaking, getting people together in terms of
to me, I feel like it's actually perfect, because you get
think
some
so?
kid. Well, yeah. Look at the Shazam problem. Like, they cast this kid as Billy Batson. They filmed the sequel. The kid's already like looking like he's 20, right?
Yeah,
so
that's true.
You film these Teen Titans. Maybe it's a Teen Titans movie. It sets up the concept of the sidekicks, right? Like, hey, this was the first team. It's Dick Grayson, it's Wonder Girl, it's Aqualad, it's Kid Flash, and it's Speedy, right? And maybe this movie opens up with like the original team kind of doing their thing, and then it's like the new team ends it like, oh, and it's Beast Boy, Raven, Starfire. I don't know, man. Like
I don't know. We don't know how. Here's the thing: we don't know how any of this is going, because we've never seen the first movie.
Yeah, we don't know. I'm just saying it's exciting to me. I hope that it's the original sidekicks, but I think the problem with it is, shoot,
A lot of talk about Blue Beetle,
Maybe
which in terms
he
of
could
live
be.
action makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, he could be in it.
He's
He's
age
been in
ranged
Young Justice.
perfectly.
Was he ever in Teen Titans?
I don't know. Maybe it'll be some sort of Young Justice Teen Titans hybrid. Maybe they'll. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they won't call it Teen Titans. They actually call the movie Young Justice. I don't know. We'll see what
Oh,
happens.
no, they need to stay away.
They would do something crazy like that. I don't know. But they did reference specifically those Teen Titans books, which makes it seem like I don't know. It was popular on Twitter. People were mentioning Blue Beetle. And I think it's not the craziest thing I've heard on Twitter.
I mean, it would make sense since they said that this guy is part of it. So, yeah,
my thing is just that. I'm still consistent with it's. I don't like just jumping into this stuff and having to play live action catch up. Like, okay, like I've got to figure out kind of what is the backstory, where do all these people come from, these characters.
You don't have to do that.
No, like you're just gonna throw Robin at me, and I'm just supposed to take it as it is. Like, there's no build up to this. Like
Robin.
I get it, but I want to see I want to see Robin. I want to see the trapeze. I want to see him. I want to see him go through it. Like I want to see Robin become Nightwing. That's me. Like it's kind of like, and I want to see like a good Robin. Like I didn't like what they did with Titans either. There.
Yeah, you'll. I think you'll get all that.
I hope so.
They can do it so easy. They can do it.
I feel like you're relying on a lot of flashbacky type stuff, and that's weird to me.
Yeah, I mean, do I need an hour? If you do it that way, you're gonna need a freaking.
Especially if we see this movie before the DCU Batman comes aboard.
Yeah, I mean, you could do this in the credits. In the credits, it shows Robin's trapeze, his parents' fault. You show freaking Starfire coming from Cat Planet. Boom, Raven. Boom. You can show Cyborg like being operated upon by his dad.
You've already seen that.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying? Like we can montage that. We can montage.
Yeah.
Imagine the camera.
I don't know if that's effective filmmaking.
The camera is panning around a giant T very slowly.
Justin, this sounds like fanboy talk.
As it goes through the T, you start seeing people's like just little snippets of their origin. Because the movie isn't about the origin. The movie's about these.
I know.
They're sidekicks.
I appreciate origin stories. I like seeing things from the beginning. That's my opinion. That's me. I know. I didn't read the first issue of Batman, but I went back and read it. I didn't read it when it came out. Like obviously, it was born in '86, but I went back and I tracked it down. Like I tracked down.
Did you watch the Batman? Right, his origin wasn't in that movie. You had a good time with it, right?
You're right. That's fine.
Yeah,
that's a fair argument. Like I didn't see him like have to go through like what he did in Begins. That's true.
Yeah,
but I for Robin, I want to. Seeing Robin before Batman just feels odd to me. Yeah, especially now that I know that there's supposed to be a Batman in this world. I don't know. It's confusing.
Me, I don't care. I mean, who knows? They announced this movie. It doesn't mean it's coming out anytime soon.
That's true, but I don't know. Like, I don't know what's going on with the Brave and Bold either. To be honest with you, like all I know is it supposedly has a director, but I don't think.
Don't worry about Brave and Bold. Worry about Superman. That's all you got to worry about.
I'm worried about Joker.
Take it one.
This is news. We got to talk about it. Somebody's got to talk about it.
No, I know.
That's my own advice. Like, well, wait for the next thing. Well, the next thing is Penguin or Joker. So I guess that's what I'm waiting for.
James Gunn said that he only announced like half of what they're working on. So maybe they're going to start dropping little things. They're going to start like popping out.
This wasn't even like. I mean, it's just I don't know. It's just funny because like
it wasn't on the list because
this wasn't part of the plan. But like,
it was. I thought he said that I think it could be part of the plan because he said this is only like a fraction of the stuff they had in the plan. So this can definitely be part of the plan.
It wasn't part of his announced plan.
It wasn't part of the announcement because they're like,
I don't care. I'm not one who compared about plans. I just find it funny that these things pop up and I was like, this seems like the same way they've been doing business for years, WB. Like here's a slate of movies that's coming. Oh, by the way, here's some movies we thought of that are coming too, by the way. It's just
Blackhawks.
Yeah, like that. It's just like that. Like Blackhawks wasn't on like the Suja horror slate, but it came like a year after.
That thing's never coming, dude.
So like
I think Comic-Con
how Warner Brothers operates.
Yeah, Comic-Con or whatever. James Gunn hinted at something else on Threads a couple weeks back.
I hope he executes all these projects. I hope they all come to fruition, honestly.
Yeah,
I want to see this work. I want to see this take. I'm excited for new versions of Batman. I like seeing different guys' takes, whether I agree with or not. I
want to see a good Batman. Like I just want to see. Hopefully, it's good. Like Batman Batman, all Batman movies need to be good. Every time there's a good Batman
agree.
movie, it's
I
good
agree.
for Batman. Yeah,
I think all Batman content needs to be good. I think we talked about this. I think Batman has taken some hits.
Yeah, and I do think that going back to that, they gotta just be really careful with what they're doing because they're being protective of Superman now. No competing Supermans, so they need to figure that out with Batman.
I think. Well, I also think Reeves's Batman has an ending. Like, I don't think his Batman is meant to go on forever, which also means that I don't think that him and Gunn have any issues. Like, whether it's 2 movies, 3 movies, or what, I think at some point Reeves will, call it quit. I think this Gunn thing. I think Gunn is going Feige route, and this thing is gonna go on long as it can last.
Yeah, I mean, he said he's got 10 years of his life devoted to it. So
yeah, like I would expect Gunn to really follow through on that. That's why that's why I think there's no problem here. I think these guys have 2 totally different takes on what they want to do with Batman. That's what I'm saying. Like, nothing matters. It's just they're both coming out, whether you like it or not. It's just I'm just ready to be like, hey, let's celebrate it at this point because I was excited for the Batman and the Flash and the 2 Batmans in the Flash, and I mean I love Batman, so like all for it.
yeah,
And if they're not, if Warner Brothers and DC is not afraid of bullets and they think Teflon and all that jazz, and bring it on. Like, okay, like I'm here for it. You got my money, whether this thing is horrible or not. Like, I'm gonna go see all of it. I'm gonna go check it out. So like my ticket's bought.
Yeah,
it's up to you if you want everybody else's money. So make
and
then stuff.
They got to figure it out because at some point, then we're gonna start getting all the weird like, public domain Batman movies.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, like, I'm first to admit I stopped buying Detective and Batman.
Yeah,
I can't remember the last time I did that. I haven't bought them in a few months now. It's been a long time since
I haven't bought them
because I don't think they're any good.
I haven't bought them in probably 2 years.
So like,
when was the last?
It's not like I can't be critical of Batman, whether it's bad or good.
The only Batman issue I have, and I didn't even buy it. Someone bought it for me. Was the Batman 428, the He Lives issue of.
There was a couple issues in the I've had issues with the Zdarsky run. I'm not a fan of it, but he has, to my liking, included a few nods to Batman 89. I have picked up those issues because I am a lover of 89.
I read those, but I didn't. I just think it besmirches the good name of 89 to me. I'm like, don't try to get me in my feels with Batman 89 with your nonsense. And I'm so bummed because I loved.
I think his intention.
His Daredevil run is so good, and I'm like,
I agree with you.
What did you do?
He actually wrote a Justice League story I love. I think it's just called Justice League Last Ride or JLA Last Ride. It was one of the because I don't read Justice League normally. I don't like team ups notoriously.
Yeah, those characters.
But I picked that one up.
Together.
I picked up that storyline and I liked it a lot.
Pete, those characters have been together since like 1966, bro. They've been hanging out.
That's fine. No, I get that. I just don't read their team up stories. I usually just read their solo adventures.
But they're super friends, bro.
They can be. That's totally fine with me. But I'm just saying I don't pick up issues of the Flash to see Superman in them. But if Superman and the Flash get together for a race, I can tolerate.
What they race.
Yeah. That's fine. I just don't need it happening every 5 issues. Like once every 5 years is fine.
What if there's a major giant robot in the ocean and like Justice League's like, we gotta get together and handle this?
And what book is this in? What book is it in?
It's in Justice League.
I'm not reading Justice League.
I'm just saying, but
they can do it. I just don't read it.
They all hang out, and Batman's like, I have a plan, but I gotta go back to Gotham. And they're like, well, give us your plan, Batman. He's like, here, fight these robots. And then he goes back, and then Superman's like, all right, we're gonna call Aquaman. He's gonna get some whales on this thing.
Okay.
Flash, I need you to run around real fast and create a typhoon.
Right, maybe whirlwind.
Yeah, whirlwind. And then Green Lantern, I need you to put a barrier, secure everybody so no one comes in here, no civilians. Wonder Woman, I need you I need your song to play so that I know you're there. And then Martian Manhunter, thanks for showing up, bro. You let the world destroy itself, and finally you're showing up here at the end.
This is Justin's pitch to DC Comics.
This is my pitch. Yeah, there you go. Like the Justice League, they need to get together sometimes. They're bros.
That's fine. Like, hey, I just don't read those issues. I don't read them.
Grant Morrison.
But every once in a while, they all interact, and that's fine. I just don't need it all the time.
Yeah, and guess what?
I'm not opposed to it being all connected. I'm opposed to being hit.
Okay,
I'm
You
opposed
did
to being
exactly
hit
what I
over the
wanted you to
head.
do. You did exactly what I wanted you to do. You
Because you're
said
telling
the
me it's all
word.
connected.
You
Yeah,
said,
I'm not opposed to it being all connected.
I
I'm
know.
opposed to being hit over the head with too much telling me it.
Yeah,
That's what I'm opposed to.
that's yeah. I don't. I
But
hope
like,
that's
one of my favorite scenes in Batman Forever is trains halfway to Metropolis by now. Like that's totally acceptable, fine. I enjoyed that.
and there
That's
you
great.
go. That's all you need.
There's
That's the
nothing.
only connectivity you need.
A subtle
I
little
don't.
thing.
Yeah, I don't think these movies need to be like. Stay tuned for the next
You know?
movie where Aquaman finds a brick
But
belongs to.
but I've been saying that since day one. Don't confuse me with other people.
Yeah,
If you want to have that conversation, you can talk to other people.
but I don't even think the Marvel films were like that. Like there was a lot of.
not all of them are like that. No,
Not
but
all of
some of
them are
them
like
were. Yeah,
that.
but I'm just saying, I'm not stupid. I
Mhm.
know the difference.
Yeah.
Don't. It's like I tell this to my brother. Don't do dumb shit. Just don't
Yeah.
do it. That's all I'm saying.
No, I'm
do
not
dumb
saying
shit.
it's you. I'm not saying it's you. I'm just saying like the concerns that are out there. I think they're just concernicus and they're not real concern. I think that's.
Oh, they're not
that's
real concerns. My concerns are I haven't seen this. I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking and no one's agreeing. I want to see something. I want
Yeah.
to see things.
There's nothing.
Show
Right
me.
now.
Everyone's
There's
like, we
nothing
saw
to
the
judge.
suit. We haven't seen Superman's suit. I saw a logo with a
Yeah.
few little sprinkles of snowflakes.
I saw the engineer.
He could have
today.
green trousers for all I know.
I saw the engineer. I saw a set pic today, Pete.
Don't
Which
show me.
means
I don't want to know that.
I'm not
This
showing
is
you.
why I hate him because he's gonna like.
I'm not
here it
showing you. I
is.
won't send it to you.
He's gonna send it in 4 group threads that we're in, but I'm gonna have to ignore him and leave them. And this is why'd you leave?
I won't. I
I'm
promise you. I won't
Kowalski. I'm
send
a
it.
rad dad.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That suit's coming soon. They're gonna put an official suit out soon.
I hope so. The last thing I need is another like Keaton in the suit controversy. That's just bull. Like I don't want to. I don't want dumb Twitter arguments anymore.
Yeah.
Like I'm so over that with Super Red Legacy. I'm so beyond that. I just am. I just am. Like I'm a fan. I want to see it. Like I have an opinion. You have an opinion. You know, like it's like the guy who's been trolling all our videos.
Oh, there's a guy trolling your videos?
Oh, dude, I was like, wow. There's the last couple of social letters we had a troll. It was kind of funny. I went back and and it's been me and Bill. So it's like he's like, fanboys crying. I'm like, he actually has an English
Is it Rick
accent.
Shue?
No. This isn't Barstool Politics. Oh. He was actually an English dude, and he was. I can't do an English accent. Hello,
Governor.
Hello, here we go. There we go. You all sound like 2 angry little fanboys. And I was just, hello, my name's Tom. And I'm just laughing.
Would you fancy a shoe shine?
Yeah, you want some fish and chips? And I'm just like, I don't think I sound like a fanboy hater. I'm more like a concerned fan, you know?
Yeah, you're far from.
I'm like a hater. Like, oh man, what are you talking about?
Pete is excited.
I like She-Hulk, bro.
Yeah, there you go. If
I like She-Hulk, bro.
If you like She-Hulk, then you're not the problem.
I got that action figure.
Yeah, that's funny. I think the DCU is going to be great. I just feel like
I hope it is. I think the
Batman
just here to embrace it, man.
Unfortunate. It's just unfortunate.
They're coming. It's coming. They're both coming. Let them come out back to back. I don't care anymore.
Well, you have the best analogy of
man.
You have the best analogy. I read Batman and I read Detective Comics. They're 2 different stories going on, but it's the same character, different artist. So that's what it's going to be.
And it's just, you know what? Like, let's do this. Like, Bill wants to tell us how separate the DC was back in the day. Well, this is it.
It wasn't that separate though. Like, I mean,
it had its moments where it was separate, but it hasn't been in a while. It wasn't like the 50s.
Superman and Batman were separate, but then the JSA characters were all together. Like they were like, hey, let's put all these.
Yeah, but like Shazam, I think was separate at one point too. When it was
Shazam wasn't even. Shazam didn't become a DC character until the 70s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, at one point, it was all just a mess, and they bought some other publishers, and other characters have combined.
Julius Schwartz was like, put them together in the Justice League, like the JSA.
And dude, Crisis on Infinite Earths is like my Bible. Like, it doesn't get more connected to Blue Batman. I watched Blue Batman die.
Yeah.
I read that.
Wow.
I love the Anti-Monitor. Like, come on, man. That's as crazy and comic booky as it gets. Javi, give me 5 right there, bro.
I should read Crisis on Infinite Earths again.
Oh, it's
I have
amazing.
I have it signed by Marv Wolfman.
It's absolutely incredible. It is. Growing up, that to me was like the holy grail of comics, the universes of DC, all the Batman in one book.
Yeah.
That's really what it was as a kid, you know?
I used to have this poster that, oh gosh, I'm so bummed. I actually ruined it. Someone gave it to me. They're like, hey, do you want this? And it was like, you buy a poster, it's all rolled up. And it was all the characters drawn by George Perez and painted by Alex Ross. And
that's amazing. And
I was like,
what?
I want to frame
I
it.
don't have this anymore.
Yeah, it was in
Why
my garage.
Wasn't this framed? Why are you so irresponsible?
It was in my garage. Just kind of like I stapled it to the wall. I was like, that's cool. And my kids would stare at it. My kids would stare at it. Dude, I looked that thing up and it's like $400 for this poster.
Oh my God.
I saw it at a record. I went to a recording studio one day too with my buddies. It was his birthday. And they had that same poster up in the bathroom. I was like, dude, this is the poster. I was like, oh man, I want that thing so bad.
I frame things just because I think it keeps them safer than in a rolling tube, to be honest.
That's wise, dude. My Batman.
I love just framing stuff. I love going to Target and framing stuff. Bill sent me a bunch of pictures from his Batman cave from the office. I'm going to print out and frame. I was like, I love these things. He's good. He does a good job of making his own posters. I'll give him credit for that. That's amazing.
He makes his own posters.
Essentially,
is he running a bootleg farm?
I mean, he just right click and save.
A cowboy bootleg farm, but they have to be the right DPI, man. You can't be printing from online.
You go Walgreens.
Oh man.
Yeah. No, dude, Walgreens does great poster prints.
Yeah, but you have to have the right file size.
Well, yeah, it's got to be big enough. Yeah, obviously it comes all looking like a Mario game from '92. Super Mario over NES.
That makes me nervous, dude.
No, you can't, dude. Right click properties. Look, dimensions.
No, that's not it, dude. Oh, you're not going to get print quality online like that, man.
I mean, designers.
Come on, dude.
Oh, I don't like designers.
For a guy who wants to read real books, dude, you can't just go digital. You got to get a real print.
I don't. Well, I do. I don't.
I'm gonna have a talk. We're gonna have an intervention here.
I do not read digital books. I heard you say digital, and then that's all I
you're like, that's all I need.
That's all I hear. Just hearing loud.
Oh geez, I was listening to that today. Y'all gave me called me out in the beginning of it. That was funny.
For what? I mean, it's.
I don't know, y'all. You know what that means? You read like 600 books or something. You know what that means? Suck it, Kowalski.
Oh yes. Yes, that's exactly.
I was like, what?
Yeah, I had to. You got 2 actually shout outs for that. And when Nolan won his Academy Award, you got 1. You and Eric.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Nolan, the GOAT. Oh, God bless that man.
Hey, I like Christopher Nolan.
Yeah. Now he does.
He
made Christopher Nolan.
He made some bad moves at some point, but
hey, look, I'm not a fan of John Blake either. But you want to know something? I like a good Fanny Branca.
There you go. Hey, Selena Kyle. That's all I'm saying.
That Bat Pod scene, right in the old Gotham Knights.
That's the greatest. That's the greatest thing he gave to us. That whole scene. God bless that man. I get into fights sometimes with my buddy Andy. He loves Returns, as do I. Michelle Pfeiffer says Catwoman, but I'm always like, she's not really Catwoman though. I'll go on record. I think Anne Hathaway is probably the best Catwoman we've had.
Yeah, she's definitely there. Her and actually, I think for me, her and what's her name, Zoe. I think Zoe's very close.
Zoe's close, but
Zoe's very close. But I want to see Zoe play out a little more.
Yeah, Hathaway did it for me.
Yeah, but if you tell me, I'll be honest, the actor who stole the show in their movie is Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh yeah,
like she totally left it all out there. She was, she
ate a bird.
Yeah, she was top dog in that movie, like no doubt, hands down.
Yeah,
I can't, as much fish as Danny ate. I can't. I got to give it to Michelle.
There you go. All right, Pete. It's time to wrap this one up, dude.
You want to give me the French flipper and get out of here?
That's right.
Plug away, Kowalski. Whack job.
Yeah. Find me on Find me on Twitter /X/whatever Elon wants to call it. At Justin M. Kowalski. Booyah.
All right, great. You
That was
can
it.
follow me socially at Pete Illustrated. I have a podcast with Champions of Long Island, Eric Holzman, covering news topics, fanboy stuff, straight out of Gotham, at straight_O_G. I have a Spider-Man podcast, Italian Spider-Man Coalition. That's on Twitter at Spidey Coalition.
I was like, you have Spider-Man pasta. That's what it sounded like.
I like Spider-Man pasta. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. I'll eat. I guess I'd have to eat Chef Boyardee. I feel like he's the only one who makes Spider-Man pasta. So we'll have to give that a shot. I'll review it for Spider-Man on Film, I guess. BatmanOnFilm.com, Batman on Film YouTube, Batman on Film podcast. This is what you're listening to right now. So
Yeah.
check that out. Check that stuff out. Thanks for listening to this latest episode of the BOF Podcast. It was a pleasure doing it with me and Kowalski. We had a blast.
That's right.
Announcer Rachel, will you do the pleasure of taking us out?
The dadgum original.
Oh, you did it.
You've been listening to the original and official podcast of the Batman on Film website. Follow BOF on Threads at the Batman on Film. Follow BOF on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Batman on Film. To keep BOF up and running, go to patreon.com/Batman on Film, or you can buy BOF a beer at buymeacoffee.com/The Real Batman on Film. For Jet and everyone at BOF, I'm announcer Rachel. Authoritative, definitive, the original. Batman on Film, founded in 1998.